Corner Brook, Newfoundland and Labrador, the west coast of the island. It's the host to the Under-13 Boys Atlantic Soccer Championships. We are live at the Wellington Street Complex here in Corner Brook for the gold medal game of this Under-13 Championship between New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. Game just underway, just seconds into it. Nova Scotia in the white jerseys, the blue shorts. New Brunswick in the maroon-colored tops and the black shorts. New Brunswick finished first in the round-robin portion of this tournament. It wins over Prince Edward Island and Newfoundland and Labrador. Nova Scotia finished second. The win over Prince Edward Island, a draw against Newfoundland and Labrador. When these two teams met on Friday, it was a 0-0 draw between the two teams. So expecting another very close one here this morning. Ball down the right side, getting back there first is Clough for New Brunswick. Gavin Clough to get it to Moore. The ball is kicked into touch. It'll be a throw-in for Nova Scotia. Beautiful morning here in Corner Brook for this gold medal game. Temperature at 18 degrees at kickoff with a humidex of 22. Very light winds, just 8 kilometers an hour. Great contrast to what we had on Thursday and Friday, the first 2 days of this championship, and the wind was gusting up around 60 kilometers an hour. Tough conditions, but absolutely perfect here this morning for this gold medal game. Corner kick taken, punched away by the New Brunswick keeper, Phoenix Roberts. Gabriel John turning at midfield, begins his run. Richard cut him off. McGinn to Clough, and Clough will send it down the field. Trying to run under it was Garrett Hatt. The ball goes out off the Nova Scotia defender. It'll be a throw-in for New Brunswick. Moore played it back. Jacob Moore at midfield. Moore into the middle. He'll come over to Richard. Richard. That pass a little bit off the mark, but it comes right back to him. Richard down the right sideline, being marked there by Myers-Hayne. Gets his cross in. And Pedro is all alone and puts it over the top of the goal. A great opportunity for New Brunswick as we start. Jared Pedro somehow found himself unmarked in the penalty area and just put it up over the top of the goal. He had a great game yesterday against Prince Edward Island to put New Brunswick into this gold medal game. Had 2 goals in the first half, and he had a number of chances early just like that. McGinn. And that will go out of play as it went over the head of Anders Good, number 34 for New Brunswick. Throw into Nova Scotia. It was taken by Myers-Hayne. Marshall, or Cameron rather, Jude Cameron, number 5 for Nova Scotia. Purcell battling with Tyson Pinsent. Pinsent wins the challenge, at least momentarily, and it's going to be a foul against Purcell, so a free kick for New Brunswick. Be taken by Nicholas Richard. Tried to get it to Anders Good. That was stopped by Cameron. Richard with it again. Richard's been a strong player for New Brunswick throughout this tournament. The right back. Chipped ahead by Moore, and it'll be kept in over on the far side. Come back to Moore. Finally cleared by Nova Scotia, but out. It'll be a throw-in for New Brunswick. Sherman got it up the field for New Brunswick. It's put out. It'll be a throw-in. Up the field, sorry, for Nova Scotia. Throw-in for New Brunswick. This is the Under-13 Boys Championship for the Atlantic Provinces. We had a very close competition between the four teams. New Brunswick defeated Newfoundland and Labrador 3-2 in our opening game Thursday morning. Nova Scotia, Newfoundland and Labrador played to a draw. These two teams played to a draw. Nova Scotia had a draw with Prince Edward Island, so not a lot to choose between the four teams. But these are the two that made it through. Good. To Pinsent. Good, making a run down the right side. He'll try and get onto it. Gabriel Jean, the long strides, gets there first. The ball went out off of Anders Good, and it'll be a throw-in for Nova Scotia. It's put out. First touch by Purcell. Again, it goes out. This time it'll go over to New Brunswick. So far, just the one scoring opportunity, that to New Brunswick. Jared Endipedro with a great chance in front of the Nova Scotia goal and put it over the top. Other than that, fairly even up to this point. That one chance that's put out. It'll be another throw-in for New Brunswick. Just under 8.5 minutes gone here in the opening half. No score between Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, our gold medal game. Bronze medal game between Prince Edward Island and Newfoundland and Labrador being played on an alternate field at the same time. Sherman tried to get it up to Llewellyn Brown. That was intercepted by New Brunswick. Mitchell Schwed working against Endipedro. Jared Endipedro wins the challenge. He and Schwed continue to battle. Schwed took it away, and a push against Endipedro. Kick awarded to Nova Scotia. Llewellyn Brown got a foot in there. Sherman unable to hold it in. It'll be a throw-in for New Brunswick. Great conditions for this championship, as I say, windy the first 2 days, but bright sunshine. Yesterday, rain came in the morning. We had rain for the first couple of games, but then that cleared off, and great conditions yesterday afternoon. No wind, just a little bit cloudy, and today it couldn't be any nicer for Championship Sunday here on 5TV1. And DePedro trying to run onto it, throws it ahead and coming out of the goal. Dory comes comes sliding out Isaiah Dory, the keeper for Nova Scotia, to clear it away. Sherman is looking for Kendall. Kendall stopped at midfield. Pinsent pushing it through. Good ball on the left side. Garrett Hatt. Hatt into the middle. End to Pedro. End to Pedro makes no mistake on this one. Missed on his first opportunity, but scores on this one. And New Brunswick, just over 10 and a half minutes gone, take a 1-0 lead in this gold medal game. Jared Endipedro, 2 goals yesterday. Off to another great start here this morning. Here it is. Hatt with the cross. Endipedro with the left foot. Top of the goal. No chance for Isaiah Dory. And the New Brunswick fans begin to whoop it up a little bit. We've had lots of fans here from all of the Atlantic provinces this week, representing Newfoundland and Labrador, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, New Brunswick. Plenty of family and friends here in Corner Brook from throughout the region. It's been a great atmosphere at the Wellington Street complex in Corner Brook. Purcell up ahead. Ball in the air. Purcell heads it down. Myers-Hain tried to get the cross in. It went off for Shard and then put out by Clough. It'll be a corner kick for Nova Scotia. Be sure to join TV1 Scott Squires and CTV's Cyril Lunny on the Sideline Scoop each Monday at 8:40 a.m. Atlantic, 9:10 a.m. Newfoundland time. Get up to date on Bella Line 5 TV1's local sports coverage with Scott and Cyril. That's the Sideline Scoop, Mondays, only on CTV Morning Live Atlantic. An opportunity for Nova Scotia in the first set piece. Kyle Keane to take the corner kick to the top of the penalty area. Purcell couldn't get a foot on it. And it is cleared but not out, and then put in high towards the goal by Kachuk. Taken by Phoenix Roberts in goal for New Brunswick. Ball goes out over in the far sideline. A throw in for New Brunswick. 13 minutes gone the opening half. 1-0. New Brunswick lead this gold medal game. Jared Endipedro. Jacob Moore for New Brunswick. Clear it out down the left side. Back to get it, Mitchell Schwed. He'll go back to the keeper, Dory. Right to Anders Good of New Brunswick. Looking for a hat. That is cleared away. Purcell. Over to Jack McPhee. McPhee, good ball down the right side, but Clough will get back first for New Brunswick. Gave it away. Sherman up ahead. Offside flag has gone up. Ball will go over to New Brunswick. John Kendall is in behind the New Brunswick defenders. Phoenix Roberts. Short pass up to Harrison McGinn. To Hatt. The ball went out. Throw in Nova Scotia. Sherman. Anders Good was trying to get it to Richard. That was intercepted by Nova Scotia. Hain to Cameron. Back to Purcell. Good build up here. Kuchik. That was stopped by Jacob Moore. Moore turns back upfield for New Brunswick. Into the middle. Tyson Pinsent. Back to Moore. A little bit beyond his reach. And McPhee got there for Nova Scotia. Kyle Keane to Kendall. Ball goes out. We'll go over to New Brunswick. Sherman back to Schwed. McPhee into the middle, finds Sherman. Kuchik wanted to let it go for Cameron. Instead, Richard got there. Back to Good. To Jazz LaHaye, and then they'll come up through the middle to Moore. This backfield for New Brunswick has been very good throughout this tournament. Richard, LaHaye, Clough, Anders Good. Richard making a run. They try and go to Endipedro. Purcell on it for Nova Scotia. To Keane. Kyle Keane up ahead for Kendall. Marked by Clough. Purcell follows up on it to Keane. Purcell. Good ball in for Kyle Keane. He's being watched by Susie. They get it to the side of the penalty area. Kendall forced off the ball. Susie has it down in the corner. We'll just put it into touch as he was under pressure from Kyle Keane. Throw in Nova Scotia. Moore got the first touch on it for New Brunswick. He's looking for Endipedro. McGinn is stopped. But New Brunswick get possession. Richard. Pinsent to Good. He'll turn. Leave it for Richard. Nicholas Richard. Gets around Sherman. Pushes it past Gabriel John. Cross. The header from Het. They score. No. Referee is waving it off, saying it went off of Hat's arm. Was not a header. No goal. Wipe it off. But a great run down the right side by Nicholas Richard. He got in a great cross. Het was there. The referee very definitively indicating it went off the arm of Het. So the score stays 1-0. Cameron. Useful ball for Sherman if he can get to it. Getting back first though was Susie for New Brunswick. The ball goes out. It will go over to New Brunswick, touched by a Nova Scotia player. More ahead. First touch by John, but taken away by Jared Endipedro. Endipedro working down along the goal line. That went off of John, comes up along the sideline, and John comes away with it. To Keane. To the middle for Sherman. Back to McPhee. Ahead for Kendall. He comes back to Schwed. He lost it. Now here's Endipedro. Endipedro, Good making a run through the middle. Endipedro stops up. Back to Pinsent. Pinsent, top of the penalty area, stopped by Sherman. Over to Keane. Sherman. Kendall, that went off of Clough and out. Throw in Nova Scotia. This is the under 13 gold medal game. Coming up for you next at 11 o'clock Newfoundland time. We've got the under 14 gold medal game. That'll feature the host team from Newfoundland and Labrador taking on New Brunswick. Brunswick making it into the gold medal games in both the under 13 and the under 14. Richard back to get it. Those two teams just making their way here to Wellington Street Complex now. Dory, well out of the goal, sends it downfield. Good play by the Nova Scotia keeper, and there's a foul against Purcell. He hauled down Harrison McGinn. Arm got up around the face of McGinn, and he's shaken up slightly, but looks to be okay and will stay in. Taken quickly by New Brunswick. Richard. Anders good. LaHaye back to Good. Good turns against Purcell. Good. Maintain possession. Back to Richard. Back to LaHaye. Jazz LaHaye. Ball will go out and it will belong with New Brunswick. Richard will take the throw in. To Anders Good. Good gets the cross in. One bounce over the head of Dory and into the back of the goal. An unfortunate one for the Nova Scotia keeper. Good was just trying to send the cross in, and it bounced over the head of Dory. He came out a little bit too far, took one bounce, and he couldn't retreat back to his line to cover it. Here it is. Good. The high cross. Dory comes out, just mistimes it. It's the high bounce over his head, and it goes into the back of the goal. 2-0. New Brunswick lead it. So that second goal coming just more than 20 minutes into the opening half. We'll play two 35-minute halves in both the under 13 and the under 14. And already 2-0 New Brunswick. Hat putting it to the side of the goal or to the side of the goal crease. Dory came up and got it, but his throw taken by Moore. Moore tries to send it back in. Tried to catch the Nova Scotia keeper off his line again. Nice play by Jacob Moore. He saw that the Nova Scotia keeper, Dory, had come out to play it and just tried to chip it back in, but it went wide. Goal kick for Nova Scotia. Watch Inside AUS for a look at what makes Atlantic University sport the ultimate student-athlete experience. Inside AUS is available to 5 customers in Atlantic Canada on channels 1 and 401 and at bellalliant.ca/TV1. 5 TV1 powered by Bell Alliant. Clough into the middle. McGinn was looking for Hat, who's now over here on the right side. Hat has got it. Garrett Hat. And to Pedro. Broken up by John. Up ahead to Purcell. Neil Purcell. Ball up ahead for Kendall. Offside flag has gone up. Kendall made his run in behind. And Kendall tried to go back to take it from Roberts, but that offside flag was up. I don't know if he realized it. Good. So Anders Good and Garrett Hat now have changed sides. Good now working the left side. Hat on the right. And New Brunswick get possession off the throw-in. Moore and Keane battling there. Moore trying to duck through. Keane came up with it. Got it to Sherman. Into the middle. Purcell. Myers Hain. That goes off of Hain and out of play. Hat, he lost it. Hain into the middle. Kendall trying to get to it, put high, headed down by Jazz LaHaye. Garrett Hat. It's taken by Nick Kuchik. Purcell pushes it through for Kendall. Here's a ball on the left side, a good one for Jude Cameron. But getting back very quickly was Richard. It goes off of Cameron. It'll be a throw in for New Brunswick. That header will go out, throw in Nova Scotia. Kuchik. Myers-Hain to Jude Cameron. Purcell. Purcell turning. Good ball out for Cameron. Cameron, his cross to the top of the penalty area, headed away by McGinn. Moore is on it for New Brunswick. Moore. That was intercepted by McPhee. Back to Sherman, to Keane. Little give and go to Sherman. Sherman is tripped. It'll be a free kick for Nova Scotia. An opportunity here from just outside the penalty area. Substitutions waiting over on the far side for both teams. 2 for Nova Scotia, 1 for New Brunswick. Myers-Hain and Nathan Sherman going out for Nova Scotia. Garrett Hat going out for New Brunswick. Coming in for Nova Scotia, Lachlan Chasson and Thomas McCormick. Watch McCormick. He's been a star this week. Player we've certainly noticed. Alex Howershuk is the new player in for New Brunswick. So again, it's a free kick for Nova Scotia. Kyle Keane will take it. They trail 2-0. Keane driving it towards goal high. And Keane with a great strike. Gets Nova Scotia right back in it. Kyle Keane from outside the penalty area drove it high beyond the reach of Phoenix Roberts. And we've seen Kyle Keane score a few goals throughout this tournament. He takes all their corners. Here he is with the direct kick and gets all of that and just perfectly placed the top of the goal just below the crossbar, just above the hands of the keeper. It's a new game, 2-1 now. Howershuk trying to run it down. He can't get to it. McPhee will take the throw in for Nova Scotia. Richard, taken by Kendall. Let's see if Nova Scotia now can build off that goal. Good ball up ahead for Keane. Susie back first for New Brunswick. We'll have to just put it out over the sideline. McCormick. Taken away by Moore. Moore and McCormick continue to battle up the field. The ball is put out. We'll go over to Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia begin their build up again. They're coming on a little bit. Jude Cameron against Richard. Middle to Purcell. Purcell with a good turn and go. And try the other side. Try to get it back to Cameron. Richard read that. Richard will send it down the field for New Brunswick. John back there first. McGinn. headed away. Purcell. Ball through for Kendall from Kachuk. Kendall. McCormick bounces around, comes right back to Thomas McCormick. Jude Cameron. Cameron getting around Richard. Stopped by LaHaye. Foul against Nova Scotia as Hawerchuk was knocked down by Jack McPhee. Free kick for New Brunswick. Late now in the opening half. Under 4 minutes to go, plus any added time. New Brunswick jumped out to a 2-0 lead. But the goal by Kyle Keane has gotten Nova Scotia right back into it. And DePedro and Good were the scorers for New Brunswick. Purcell was looking for Keane. Anders Good, watched by Chasson. Won by New Brunswick. To Jacob Moore. Good defending by Nova Scotia to put the ball out. Mitchell Schwed. Again, it will go out. Again, it will stay with New Brunswick. Throw in. Handled by DePedro. Schwed puts it high in the air. It will go out. Down in the corner. Another throw in for New Brunswick. Quickly taken into Anders Good. New Brunswick couldn't catch up to it. A little indecision between McGinn and Moore, but now they've got it back. DePedro. McPhee will clear it. Kendall got a foot in there, and Kendall, good work. John Kendall, watched by McGinn. He's got Cameron down the left side, a little bit too far for Cameron. Richard will be first back there. Cameron will pressure him, and Richard will keep it in play, but Kendall with it for Nova Scotia. McPhee trying to get there, cleared away by Hawerchuk. Moore. Susie. Up the sideline looking for Anders Good. Lachlan Chasson is there first for Nova Scotia and puts it into touch. DePedro. He'll win the throw-in for New Brunswick. Hawerchuk onto the right foot and puts it wide. It'll be a goal kick for Nova Scotia into the final minute now of this first half. It has been an interesting one. It looked like New Brunswick might be ready to run away with it. Jumped out to a 2-0 lead, but a goal off a direct kick by Kyle Keane has cut the lead to just 2-1. Kuchuk lost it. DePedro played into Dory. Isaiah Dory. Mishandle on the far side, a throw in for New Brunswick. Moore to DePedro. DePedro turning. Had it taken away by McCormick. DePedro's got it back again, working against Chasson. Kuchik puts it out. We're now at the 35-minute mark, so referee indicates 2 minutes will be added. DePedro, dangerous. into the penalty area and cleared away by Nova Scotia. Hawerchuk back to Richard, looking for Hawerchuk. Just a little bit too much on that. The ball rolls out. It'll be a goal kick for Nova Scotia. Isaiah Dory will take it. Dory still looking for somewhere to go with it. Finally will deliver to the right side. New Brunswick on it first. Moore. Check back to Dory. Mitchell Schwed. Up the right side, taken by Keene. He lost it. Throw in Nova Scotia. Actually, it's a direct kick. Foul was called, so the free kick for Nova Scotia. Touched first by Good. Moore. He lost it. McGinn. And the whistle goes to bring the first half to an end, and an interesting one it was in this gold medal game. Again, quick recap. New Brunswick out first, scoring early. Jared Endipedro, and then a bit of a lucky goal for New Brunswick as the cross from Anders Good bounced in front of the keeper, Isaiah Dory, over his head. He couldn't get to it, and it fell into the goal behind him. It looked like New Brunswick were off to the races. Nova Scotia responded on a direct kick by Kyle Keene to cut it to 2-1. That's where we are at the end of the first half in this gold medal game. Another competitive one in the under 13 category, as we would expect. As I said, these two teams tied 0-0 in their round robin game. 3 goals in the first half here, so it's opened up a little bit. You're watching the under 13 Boys Atlantic Soccer Championships. We are live at the Wellington Street Soccer Complex in Corner Brook, Newfoundland and Labrador, exclusively on 5 TV1. Back with the second half in a few minutes.
There's off the beaten path, and then there's this place, Newfoundland and Labrador.
Wouldn't it be nice to have a big brother?
So what do you want to do this weekend?
I want to go to the Canada Game Center. I want to go swimming on the big yellow slide, which goes outside.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Definitely do that for sure.
Yeah.
Probably go bowling too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids with mentors grow up to be more successful adults. Supporting Big Brothers Big Sisters is a great way to have a positive impact on your community. To volunteer or make a donation, go to bigbrothersbigsisters.ca.
I was approached to see if I wanted to be part of the Dream Catchers, to work with Nick and Wajo and Robert, and we would go across the country to all 10 provinces and 3 territories, and we would work with young people, generally around the ages of 11 to 13, to talk to them about their dreams, not just for themselves, but for the future of Canada. But we just had our second workshop, and so far it's been mind-blowing with what these kids are bringing to us. It's just been amazing. The kids are so generous with their ideas and their thoughts and their dreams.
A lot of kids my age and other ages, doesn't matter if they're younger or older, they're all like insecure about like who they are, and they always feel like they're lower and that on like a population scale, but really no one really cares. Just be yourself, and by coming here, you learn a lot of who you really are and how you should act.
We talk a lot in the workshop about self-confidence and knowing that you have something within you that you should share, whether it is, you know, a gift at math, or you're really good at science, or you're a great runner, whatever that gift is, not being afraid to show it. Because I think kind of live in a celebrity-obsessed culture, and I think a lot of kids, if all they're getting in more remote communities, if they're getting these like, you know, YouTube feeds of celebrity culture, sometimes maybe just, you know, enjoying hiking doesn't feel like it's a really big, important gift. Or maybe someone, you know, writing music or composing music, maybe that doesn't feel like that's amazing. And it is. So I feel like in these workshops we're doing, we're holding a light up to these kids and saying, I see who you are. Tell us more.
Worked as a war correspondent. I've seen hell. I've been through it. I don't want nobody to go through that. So I make it a point and help them make the right decision. And then again, believe in your dreams. Do what you want, not what you're stuck with, not what people slated you for doing.
What's really important too is we're bringing people from in each community. So we're bringing artists from each community with us to say, look, this person grew up in this province, and they look like you, and they sound like you, and they're living their dream. They've gone and they've, you know, gone after this creative dream, and they're living it.
It's really good for people to interact with other people that they don't know, and it's a good way to learn things that you've never really known before.
What was your favorite part of it today? What's your favorite activity? What's your favorite thing that you saw? What's your favorite thing that you did?
That I made new friends.
I think we're trying to show them that you might not be able to change the world today, but they can change their world. And I think that's a really big step. And I think that the arts are such a huge, huge, huge part of that change. And they have never been more important. And that's why this project is so incredible.
A message from the Government of Canada.
What's my soccer ball? Well, the air inside, it has superpowers. There are tons of little teachers inside that help me learn about things like collaboration and perseverance. With each kick, those powers get a little stronger. I think it's made out of polyurethane, though.
Give them the chance to discover what their equipment is made of. Give them the chance to play. Visit sportnovascotia.ca to find out how you can help.
Ready for the second half of our gold medal game in the Under-13 Boys Atlantic Soccer Championships here in Corner Brook. New Brunswick lead it 2-1 after the opening half. They had led 2-0 early. Nova Scotia responded. So now it's just a one-goal game, as it looked like maybe New Brunswick were set to run away with it. Well, that goal by Nova Scotia has changed the complexion of this one. Again, Nova Scotia, the white and blue. They have the ball. And we'll look for any substitutions that came in at halftime. That's usually been the trend throughout this championship. The teams make changes at halftime. May see fewer here, as this is the gold medal game. McPhee was looking for Miles Warmay. Aiden Dennis into the game for Nova Scotia to Thomas McCormick. And there you see the quick feed of McCormick. It will stay with Nova Scotia. Again, absolutely ideal conditions for a game of soccer here today in Corner Brook. Temperature up around 20 degrees now, just a very light breeze. A beautiful day here on the west coast of the island of Newfoundland. McCormick tried to get the cross in. It's put into touch. It'll be another throw in for Nova Scotia. Lachlan Chason to take the throw, and it comes back to Chason. He gets the cross in high into the penalty area. Headed away by Richard. On it first is McPhee for Nova Scotia. McPhee working against Richard. McPhee trying to turn. He'll win the corner. Owen Llewellyn-Brown will take this corner for Nova Scotia. Kyle Keane not in the game right now. Good corner taken by Llewellyn-Brown. Comes in front, goes by everybody. Anders good on it for New Brunswick. He'll send it out towards midfield, but taken there by Nova Scotia. Mitchell Schwed, Gabriel John into the middle. Referee wants to have a quick chat with Owen. A yellow card given to Neil Purcell as he grabbed around the waist of Tyson Pinsent of New Brunswick. So kick awarded to New Brunswick. Gavin Clough will take it. Again, Susie able to keep it in. Good. Working against Chason. Chason turns. Susie heads it back down. Too good. Surrounded by three Nova Scotia players and still comes up with it. But now the kick awarded to Nova Scotia. Is good pushed off one of the defenders. Goalkeeping change for Nova Scotia. Connor Burns is in for the second half. And Nova Scotia has done that throughout this championship. Each goalkeeper playing a half. Good, with some room on the left side. Anders Good gets it to the right foot, and Good makes no mistake as he was left all alone on the left side. And Anders Good, his second. This one a little more conventional as he gets congratulations from his teammates and he restores New Brunswick's 2-goal lead.
Let's go, Envy, let's go. Let's go, Envy, let's go. Let's go, Envy.
Here's Anders Good. Gets it to the right foot. The keeper Burns comes out and one-on-one. Not much chance for the keeper. 3-1. Howershuk to Pinsent. Down along the sideline, racing to get to it as Richard can't catch up to it. So 4 goals inside of 40 minutes between these two teams. When they met earlier in the week, it was a 0-0 draw. But that was played in winds that were gusting up over 40 kilometers an hour. The first day we had it gusting at 60. When they played on day 2, it was gusting around 40, 45. Much tougher conditions. And when that wind was blowing the first 2 days, all the goals were scored down to our right. Wind was blowing left to right. Almost impossible to score going left. Just 1 goal scored that way through the first 2 days. So tougher to score, tougher conditions. Today it is perfect, and the two teams have produced 4 goals. Free kick for New Brunswick. Right around the same area where Nova Scotia scored from in the first half. McGinn and Pinsent both there. McGinn leaves it for Pinsent, who drives it towards the top of the goal. Scores! The dummy run made by McGinn. Pinsent stepped into it. And again, almost identical to the goal scored by Kyle Keane in the first half for Nova Scotia. Perfectly placed in the top portion of the goal, beyond the reach of the keeper, Burns, underneath the crossbar. And now New Brunswick really taking control. There's the dummy run. Pinsent. And again, just beyond the fingertips of the keeper. So a great start to this second half for New Brunswick. They've opened up a 3-goal lead. Dennis didn't handle it at midfield. It will be a throw in New Brunswick. Chasson to Schwed. Schwed. Good's all over him. Here's Anders. Good getting in. Good. Marked by Kachuk. Good defending by Kachuk. The foul against the New Brunswick player. Yellow card against Anders Good as he hauled down Mitchell Schwed.
Don't worry, Anders. It's all ball. Good tackle.
Wondering if Nova Scotia would be able to capitalize on a bit of momentum with that goal late in the first half. Well, now it's been all New Brunswick. We saw a little bit of this from New Brunswick yesterday, the game against Prince Edward Island, in which they scored early and often. The offense finally got going for them. They seem to turn it up a notch, and they've continued on with that here today. This team able to score. They've gotten better as this tournament has gone on. Moore, pushed off by McCormick. Kick given to New Brunswick. Gavin Clough, deep downfield, over the head of John, trying to get there is Endipedro, but Burns will get there first. The keeper for Nova Scotia. McGinn will head it on. He'll go back. Roberts. Phoenix Roberts. Good kick out at midfield, taken nicely by Good. Terrific ball on the right side. Howershuk. He's onside. Howershuk. Cross. Pinsent just puts it wide of the goal. Great build-up that time by New Brunswick. Right from the keeper out to midfield to Good. Down the right side to Howershuk, into the middle to Pinsent, and then just put wide of the goal. Llewellyn Brown will leave it for McPhee. Tried to get it ahead. He was looking for Miles Warmay up that right side. The ball did not get through. McGinn. Clough in the middle. To McGinn. Jazz LaHaye. To Pinsent. Taken by Neil Purcell. McPhee tried to get it back to Gabriel John, and that was taken away, and they have to put it into touch. A throw in for New Brunswick, as New Brunswick beginning to not just control the ball, but control the field, and they control the scoreboard. 4-1. Richard will take the throw in again. Back to Richard. Llewellyn Brown for Nova Scotia. The ball goes out. Throw in for Nova Scotia. High in the air. First touch, Purcell. McCormick unable to hold it in. Pinsent to McGinn. Susie. Back to Susie. Anders good. Working against Chasson. And it will be a corner kick for New Brunswick. Anders good to take it. Into the middle of the penalty area, right to Connor Burns, who makes the save for Nova Scotia. Given away, Jacob Moore. Moore dancing into the top of the penalty area, loses it, and it's taken again by Burns. Field tilting a little bit here in the second half, down to our left, as New Brunswick have upped their game a little bit. Susie knocks that down. Moore. Into Pedro. Pinsent. Howerschuck offside flag over on the right side as Howerschuck was ahead. John Kuchik back to Burns. Over here to Chasson. Schwed. Aiden Dennis. Again, New Brunswick stymie that effort. Dennis lifted high down the field. Clough heading it. But on it first, Warmay. In looking for Llewellyn Brown. Llewellyn Brown offside. The flag has gone up. A substitution for Nova Scotia. Neil Purcell will go out. Coming in, Nathan Sherman. LaHaye lost it. Llewellyn Brown, Owen Llewellyn Brown working against LaHaye. Llewellyn Brown high in the air. McCormick trying to get to it. Taken away by McGinn. Long ball down the field. John back to get it. Turning against Howerschuck. McPhee. Good ball up ahead for Warmay. Taken away. Pinsent. Tyson Pinsent. Nova Scotia players down, shaken up. I think that's Miles Warmay, so New Brunswick will kick it into touch so Warmay can receive some attention. And as Warmay receives some attention on the far side, we'll take a quick break and be right back.
Is that 5TV?
Oh, you know it, man.
With ultra-stunning 4K picture quality.
I love using Restart.
I use that all the time.
We love having Crave TV and Netflix right on it.
And having all my TVs set up wirelessly, it's amazing.
Can you imagine some people still don't have 5 TVs?
I don't have it. Because I was living abroad.
With so many reasons to love 5TV, it's time to make the switch to the best TV service.
Oh, Miles Warmay was able to get back under his own power, stays in the game. Glad to see that he's okay. Throw in New Brunswick. Into Pedro. To Anders Good. Susie. Moore. McCormick took it away. Nick Kuchik. John. That's intercepted by Richard. Then he lost it. Sherman for Nova Scotia. He lost it to Harrison McGinn. It'll be a foul against New Brunswick. Kick given to Nova Scotia. And to Pedro. Back to Richard. Into McGinn. Tried to get it to Susie. That was intercepted by Aiden Dennis of Nova Scotia. Dennis working his way down the field. Dennis continuing to go. Pushes it through. Good ball for Sherman. Sherman with the cross taken by Phoenix Roberts. Sherman leaves it. McCormick from well out, and Roberts, the easy stop, quickly gets it up ahead to Susie. To Good, able to just keep it in. No, the flag has gone up saying the ball had gone out over the sideline. Throw in Nova Scotia. 4-1, New Brunswick leading this gold medal game, the under 13 competition. Got one more game to go. 11 o'clock Newfoundland time. Gold medal game in the under 14. That will again feature a team from New Brunswick against Newfoundland and Labrador. Anders Good. Cutting through. Schwed is tripped up. The referee is going to speak to Anders Good. He's already issued him one yellow card. This time just a talking to. Substitution for New Brunswick. Jared Endipedro will head out of the game. Scored the opening goal of the game. And also coming out will be Jacob Moore, number 37. Replacing Endipedro is Nathan Dupuis, number 38. And also in the game, Alex McFarland, number 30 for New Brunswick. Headed away by Clough. Throw in for Nova Scotia. You can see in the background to our right, just a moment ago, behind the New Brunswick goal, the church steeple, and if you're hearing the bells, that's where they're coming from this morning. The church just adjacent to the soccer complex here at Wellington Street in Corner Brook. Richard. Cleared away by Chason, up to McCormick. Lost it to McGinn. Llewellyn Brown. That was stopped by McFarlane of New Brunswick. To McGinn. Back to LaHaye, over to Richard. Pinsent. Back to LaHaye. Good disciplined play by New Brunswick right now. Dennis came in for the tackle, had the leg up. He gets the yellow card from the referee. Something we haven't seen a lot of in this under 13 up until just a few minutes ago. Is a team willing to play the ball into the backfield, move it left to right, using both sides of the field, controlling the ball, Too often sometimes the young players too quick to try and move it up the field with just 1 or 2 touches, but nice solid play by New Brunswick as of late in terms of that possession game. A little easier to do when you're up 4-1, and we haven't seen that sort of score very often throughout this week. Most of the games have been very close. A lot of 1-goal games, number of draws, a couple of scoreless draws. Good ball through for McFarlane. McFarlane, Burns will come out. He'll get there first for Nova Scotia. Schwed lost it to Good. McGinn turned it over to Sherman of Nova Scotia. Over to Llewellyn Brown. Up the field, running onto it. Sherman trying to get there. Jazz LaHaye there first for New Brunswick. Ball will be kept in play. Long ball. Who'll get there first? Dupuis running hard. Nova Scotia get there first. Jack McPhee. McPhee again. Trying to clear it. Anders Good. High in the air as it went off the side of his foot. Right to Burns. Burns quickly up ahead to Chasson. Had it down, McGinn and McCormick. McGinn got there first, over to Pinson, taken away by McCormick. Sherman. Yeah, kick at it and missed. Susie. Pinson. Again, he'll go back. LaHaye. Up ahead to Hawerschuk. Gabriel John got it ahead to McPhee. He's stopped by Hawerschuk. Off of John, out. Throw in for New Brunswick. Substitutions. More for New Brunswick. Going out. Susie. We'll see who's coming in. Susie's going out. Tyson Pinsent going out. And Nicholas Richard also heading out. Alexandra Thibault-Basque, number 31, is into the game for New Brunswick. We'll get the other two momentarily for you. Number 41, Antoine Godin, also into the game. Ball cleared out at midfield. Warmay trying to get there. Warmay has got it as LaHaye went down. Warmay surrounded by defenders. He's pushed down, so free kick awarded to Nova Scotia. Jack McPhee looks to take this kick for Nova Scotia. "60 minutes have elapsed. To the near post, Sherman can't get a leg on it. It goes out of play for a goal kick for New Brunswick. Visit bellalliant.ca/TV1 to get the TV1 live stream schedule and on-demand content. TV1 is also available to 5 customers in Atlantic Canada on channels 1 and 401. 5 TV1, powered by Bell Alliant. Clough will go back to Roberts. Go over to the other side. Into the middle, looking for Thibault Basque. He's got it. Back to LaHaye. Up at midfield. Nova Scotia got a first touch in. McFarlane to Godin. Godin able to hold it in. Back to McFarlane. To the middle. McGinn looking for Good. Played away by Schwed. Sherman has it for Nova Scotia. To Llewellyn Brown. McCormick up ahead. Nice touch to Dennis. Dennis trying to get into the middle. Looking for McCormick. Warmay trying to get there for Nova Scotia. He's got it. Leaves it for Aiden Dennis. Dennis cuts inside to McCormick. McCormick trying to get it to the right foot. Was looking for Warmay a little bit too far. It went off the New Brunswick defender, so it'll be a corner kick for Nova Scotia. Another substitution. Again for New Brunswick. Jazz LaHaye heading out. So we'll get the substitution in before we get the corner. Aiden Dennis. His corner sails over the head of everybody. He's kept in play on the far side and up the field it goes. They're looking for Dupuis. John puts it into touch. Substitution now for Nova Scotia. Nick Kachuk will go out. I believe that's John Kendall coming back into the game. It is. Just to tidy up, a moment ago, one of the players for New Brunswick came out. We didn't get all the substitutions, but for 45, Sam Hod is in the game for New Brunswick. Ball goes out. Antoine Godin. Sheshang got a foot in there first for Nova Scotia. Warmay had it taken away. Got a handball. It'll go over to Nova Scotia. Mitchell Schwed will take it. Waiting for his teammates to run into position. Good. Got a leg on it first. Yannick Oburn also into the game for New Brunswick. Number 40 had a touch there. Come down to Connor Burns. He's got it. Time winding down in this one. Just over 5 minutes to go. 2 goals by New Brunswick in the first half, 2 in the second, and in between a goal by Nova Scotia. So it is 4-1, this gold medal game. Burns comes out, sends it deep down the field. Hod to McGinn. Back to Hod. Stopped by McPhee, who's looking for Kendall, a little bit beyond his reach, and Phoenix Roberts has it. Gavin Clough. Godin to the middle. Was trying to get it to Good, taken away. Aiden Dennis has it. Dennis, a few good moves. Aiden Dennis showing off some quick feet. Finally taken away by Good. Dennis knocks down Anders Good. But Aiden Dennis showing off some skill a moment ago. Clough likes to go back to the keeper, Roberts. Back to Clough. McGinn. Hod. Ball got by Thibault Basque. Out of play. Throw in for Nova Scotia. McFarland unable to keep it in. It'll be a throw in for New Brunswick. Ball headed up in the air, headed down by Llewellyn Brown. Again, back to Clough. We begin to just play this one out. 3-goal lead, under 3 minutes to play, plus any added time. Sam Hod with the throw-in. Thibault Basque couldn't get to it. McPhee is there. It went off Thibault Basque, so throw in Nova Scotia. Warmay. Headed down by Schwed, but Good is on it. Good through the middle, taken away by Schwed. Into Kendall. Kendall with a chance. Referee says no foul. The two players just came together. No advantage. Kendall went down. McGinn. Good ball on the right side, but the offside flag is up. Hawerschuk was in a little too deep. Kick for Nova Scotia. The ball goes out. Another throw in for Team Nova Scotia. Ball kicked into touch. So for New Brunswick, as I say, they've been getting better and better as the tournament's gone on, really. They've looked much sharper. They opened the tournament, our opening game Thursday morning, a 3-2 win over Newfoundland and Labrador, a game that was very close, came down to the last few seconds. Then they tied this Nova Scotia team 0-0, and again, both those games played under difficult conditions with the strong wind. Then really got it going yesterday in the first half against Prince Edward Island, scoring 4 times. And looking very strong, and they've carried that type of play into this game, where they now lead at 4-1 and are about to win the gold medal. This under-13 Boys Atlantic Soccer. So we're into the final minute of play, plus any added time. Ball cleared out. McFarland trying to get to it. Mitchell Schwed on it first for Nova Scotia. Schwed still working hard. Aiden Dennis offside. We're now at the 70-minute mark. Referee holds up 3 fingers. So we will add 3 minutes to this game. Good. Ball through looking for McFarland. Schwed back there first for Nova Scotia. Sherman. But Clough is back first for New Brunswick. McCormick. He lost it. Godin. Warmay. McCormick. McCormick able to hold it in. Working against Godin. McCormick. See the quick feet of McCormick, but his cross easily intercepted, and New Brunswick will bring it back. All the way down the field, Dupuis running hard. Can he catch up to it? Yes, just. Nathan Dupuis, good hustle. He'll hold it there against the corner. Now they're saying it went out. It will be a goal kick for Nova Scotia. Coming up next at 11 o'clock Newfoundland time, the gold medal game in the boys under 14. Again, between New Brunswick and Newfoundland and Labrador. We'll have that one for you as well here on 5 TV1. McPhee taken away, but a foul called against Yannick Oborn for New Brunswick. So free kick, Nova Scotia. Cannot be much time left now in this game. McPhee directing traffic. Still waiting. Here he comes. McPhee pushes it forward. Was looking for McCormick. Was picked off by Hod. Sent down the field. Gabriel John high in the air. Referee looks at his watch. Burns comes out to play it. He will wait for it to come into the penalty area. Pick it up. Referee with the whistle in his mouth. Blows the whistle and the game is over. New Brunswick, the 2017 under 13 boys Atlantic Soccer champions. Congratulations to the team from New Brunswick. For Nova Scotia, it's a silver medal. The bronze being played for between Newfoundland and Prince Edward Island on an alternate field. But congratulations to both these teams. Gold medal winners, New Brunswick. Silver medal to Nova Scotia. Again, coming up next at 11 o'clock, we've got the gold medal game in the under 14 between New Brunswick and Newfoundland and Labrador. We invite you to join us then, as we will have full coverage of that game here on 5 TV1. For now, we'll take a break, and we'll be back with our second game of the day in a few minutes' time. Thanks so much for watching here on 5 TV1.
Is that 5 TV? Oh, you know it, man.
With ultra-stunning 4K picture quality.
I love using Restart.
I use that all the time.
We love having Crave TV and Netflix right on it.
And having all my TVs set up wirelessly, it's amazing.
Can you imagine some people still don't have 5 TV?
I don't have it. Because I was living abroad.
With so many reasons to love 5 TV, it's time to make the switch to the best TV service.
You know, when I was a kid, wherever we went by pedal bike. Just imagine pedaling your bike every day, going to Carpoon to Lanson Meadows. We've been all over the place here. We went in every nook and cranny and climbed across the roof and hung on the beam. You know what young fellas are like. When this is here, you come and explore. My character is Ragnar, and my role is a blacksmith. Talk about where the Vikings got their iron and smelt it down and turn it into nails. The Vikings, Yeah, I think they're still here.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much. Oh, boy. Thank you.
You make me feel so young.
Think young. Pass it
You
on.
make me feel so spring has sprung.
Scott and Kevin Zachary are champions. They are the founders of New Scotland Clothing Company. They're both curlers and musicians and have day jobs on top of it all. Who says you can't do everything? The Zachary brothers are proof that hard work and ambition can help you live a fulfilling life. Let's start with their well-recognized clothing company, New Scotland Clothing. Different inspirations led them to the same idea.
You want to touch on that? No? My daughter was on the way, and Scott was away overseas traveling. And when he got back, and when my daughter was born, we just were inspired. We had this idea, you know, to do a business together.
Well, back in 2014, I decided to go on a trip for 6 months, backpack around Australia, New Zealand, and Southeast Asia. And when I came home, I was very inspired by a lot of the people that I met along my journeys, some entrepreneurs, people that were working on the side that had some cool business ideas and projects. And when I didn't really realize at the time, but Kevin was also kind of thinking of some cool business ideas. Kevin also had some family members that he was away with in the summertime that were entrepreneurs, and he got inspired just through spending a weekend at the cottage with them.